Okay, so we saw first how to do this in this object oriented way, how to ask the station whether you can connect directly, which it could do by just comparing these two lists of trains at the stations without referring to the to these.
Didn't need to ask the train
ask anything about the trains.
Yeah.
Then we said, okay, tell us.
Can go through a junction.
Yeah, can we allow it to go through a junction? So it was somewhat intelligent. Either it looked for a direct train, or it looked for two trains for passing through the two stations which had a common station on the correct day. And that day we also had a day restriction there.
Yeah.
So we could ask for two lists of trains for the two stations, like we said, Jhansi and Kanpur, and then it will compare these two trains and see if there is a way of connecting.
And it did find it found two connecting.
Fortunately, it found it. Now, if we had not found it, then we are stuck, right? Because
then we are stuck. Okay, yeah. Then
doing it that way, we
can't
stuck.
do it in one day.
Yeah, we can't do it in one day. But also doing it that way, we have to go back and start all over again to look for a third station in between.
So you may have to relax a little bit. So let us say I relax the number of days to 2 days.
Yeah. And but then now we have to be prepared for as many days, as many trains as we need.
So any number of trains, I don't care.
So I think we had done this some time back, where we just did this systematic exploration, right? So we started a station, we looked at the trains.
We said explore station.
Then, so we explored the train to find out which station I can come.
I remember what we said is there is a thing called explore station.
Yes.
Which explored all the trains in the station.
Yes. And then
that by calling explore train.
And when we explore a train, it goes to the next station, and it explores that
station. So train explore station called explore train.
Yes.
Explore train called explore station, and went back and forth like this.
Yeah.
But we have to keep track. I mean, if you just leave it like that, it will just go into a loop. It will come to the train, will come to the station, same station, and then this station will call the train will call the station, keep calling each other, and you will have a loop.
Yeah. So we had kept track of that, right? So we had talked about the.
We keep track of the seen stations.
Yeah, the trains we had seen and
already.
Stations we had seen, and in station we had to keep track of when we had started. So supposing we had explored a station at say 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then there is another train which reaches it at 10 o'clock in the morning.
You already seen the 1 o'clock part.
But we have to do the 10 to 1 part again. I mean new, fresh.
New. So
yeah. So separately we kept these seen.
All this keeping track business. Seen.
Yeah.
So what all we have seen?
Yeah.
You have seen a station from some time to some time, train from some time to some time.
Seen stations, and we had seen trains.
All right. Now we want to do this, I guess, in a object-oriented way.
Yeah.
So firstly, the first question we had asked, somebody asked this question.
So
I want to go from where? Let's pick term stations.
Kharagpur to Jhansi. Let's say Kharagpur to Jhansi.
Kharagpur to Jhansi.
Yeah. So again, for us, we don't know anything about.
So we asked this guy.
Yeah, we asked the station guy. Said,
tell me how to go from Kharagpur to Jhansi.
Yeah.
This guy will see whether there is direct train.
Yeah.
No train. He'll say whether there is a one-hop train.
No. He won't do all that.
He won't do it.
I think he'll just explore. He'll do this.
He'll do recursion.
He'll do this.
Okay.
How do we know? Why waste our time?
3, 4 trains, 2 trains, we don't know.
Yeah. If you do this, hopefully you will find a train, because we are kind of doing it. We are exploring all these paths.
So he is going to. Okay. So we are telling this box. Please tell me how to go from
Kharagpur
to.
Yeah. So you want to go to Kharagpur to Jhansi.
So you want to go from Kharagpur to Jhansi.
Yeah.
And you want to go in 2 days.
Yeah. So if I leave today, I want to reach there by tomorrow.
So do I pick a day when I am going to leave, or?
Well, I don't care. You can leave any day, provided you reach the next day.
Okay. That is yes.
I just don't want to sit in the train forever. But on any day, if you can reach me within 48 hours, I'm happy. Not even 48 hours, the next day. Okay. If I leave on a Tuesday, I want to reach by Wednesday.
All right. So I got the Kharagpur card.
Yeah.
So this guy is going to take the Kharagpur card.
Yeah.
Jhansi, when you reach Jhansi, you know you are done.
Yeah.
So you are doing all the search starting from Kharagpur now.
Yeah.
Is that right? So there are luckily only 2 trains going out of Kharagpur.
Yeah.
So he takes the Kharagpur card.
Yeah.
In which means this is an object. So he tells the Kharagpur object to do something.
Yeah.
What does he ask him to do?
So he says
Kharagpur object.
Yeah.
Take the trains, each train that you have, and explore it. Presumably, yeah?
Explore it, yeah.
But he is exploring Kharagpur. So he is saying, I am exploring Kharagpur. He calls explore for Kharagpur.
Yeah. So it's effectively
Who calls
like
this box calls?
Yeah. So we
explore for
like,
Kharagpur.
yeah, so we
So
write
he has
down
to mark Kharagpur
Kharagpur
as
is
seen.
visited.
Who is marking? This fellow is marking. The entire guy
Yeah,
is marking.
yeah, the station box,
Station box is keeping the
scene
scene.
stations.
Only he can keep, right? So
Yeah.
he'll keep. And then he'll call,
Yeah. So he'll say that I have the first possible train.
but he'll call the Kharagpur object and tell the Kharagpur object,
Yeah.
explore yourself, he'll say.
Explore yourself starting at whatever.
He'll have to give time.
Yeah, 0115 or whatever. This is the first time I can leave Kharagpur,
Okay.
right? Either 110 or 15, we can, it doesn't really matter too much right now. So we have the time when we started exploring Kharagpur. So now what Kharagpur will say is, oh, okay,
I have
then
two trains.
I have to know which train to take. So let's take the first one. So let me explore that train.
So what he will do is he will call, but he will not, I mean, explore, he can't just call explore train, because that explore train belongs to some train.
Yeah.
So there is no train. Right now there is no train object.
Yeah. So we'll have to create a train for today or
So
whatever.
first he has to do that interesting business of generating a train. Huh? So he will go to 02202 card,
Yeah.
which is a template again.
Yeah.
It's a class.
Yeah.
He'll tell the class.
Yeah. So this is a Wednesday. So let's assume we are doing it on a Wednesday now.
So he'll say, give me a Wednesday train.
Yeah. So let me write that here. So we have explored Kharagpur on a Wednesday at 0115.
And
So this will now create a Wednesday train here.
it will create a 02202 Wednesday object.
Yeah.
It will create an object 022 Wednesday.
Yeah.
There's no Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, Kharagpur is Wednesday. It is starting on Tuesday. It will create a Tuesday
The
object.
Tuesday object. Okay.
It will create a Tuesday object which reaches Kharagpur on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then what does he say? He says explore. He tells this object which he has created.
Yeah.
This object.
Yeah.
He tells explore yourself.
Explore yourself.
So unlike saying explore something else, you are asking the guy to explore himself.
Yeah.
So the train, this
Yeah.
train,
Will
explore
now-
yourself means
Yeah. So first he will say I have.
first he has to mark that this,
Yeah.
presumably that has to be done by this
Yeah.
entire
So this is being kept track of by the train box.
trains
Train
object, the entire
train
bunch.
box, yeah.
Okay, that boxes. That guy will basically keep track of the seen trains.
Yeah.
And then
So he
Then he
goes to
calls-
the next
then
stop and he says, okay.
what does
Kalkutta.
explore? This guy is explore yourself.
Yeah.
This object explore yourself. What is it doing?
So it will go to the next station on the list after Kharagpur,
Which is Kolkata.
and it will say, okay, now go
Kolkata.
back there and
If say
explore
Kolkata,
Explore Calcutta.
Kolkata explore yourself.
Yeah. So I
It will call Kolkata. It will call the Kolkata object. There's only one object luckily
Yeah.
for us. And it'll tell the Kolkata object,
yeah
go explore yourself
on a Wednesday at 4:15.
on Wednesday at
4:15.
4:15.
Right. So we are looking for any train which leaves from Calcutta on a Wednesday at 4:15.
You have moved one day already.
No, we are on Wednesday only. 1:10 we
Oh,
are.
we left 1:10.
Early morning.
Okay. Okay, we are on the same day. So we
Yeah.
got the whole of today
Yeah,
to reach
tomorrow,
Jhansi.
and tomorrow.
And we got all of tomorrow.
So hopefully
I think
make
we'll reach
it.
Jhansi.
Hopefully we'll make it.
Huh?
Yeah, yeah I think so.
Okay, let us
So
see.
now we are looking for Wednesday trains
So Wednesday trains
after 4:15 departing.
departure after 4:15 on Wednesday. Here there is one.
So then this will say, okay, I need a 12:262 train
12262 is departing Kolkata
on a Wednesday,
on a Wednesday.
right?
You want to draw that graph, I mean this explore graph, whatever it is, the recursion graph.
So I think I will,
Recursion graph.
I will need another.
Because we have to keep track what we are calling, whom we are calling and all.
Yeah. So let me write it
So
down.
we can go back.
So we started with explore station, right, of KGP on a Wednesday at
1:15.
1:10 is when technically we, because
Okay.
for the other
Yeah,
thing we
yeah,
keep track
that's
of
fine.
arrival,
Yeah.
right? So what this did was it generated an explore train of this 022
Departing
which
Tuesday.
departed on Tuesday. And what this did was it gave us an explore station
Of Kolkata.
of Kolkata on a Wednesday at 04:15 is when we arrived. And now this has asked us to explore a new train, which is
Explore train 12262
12262 on a Wednesday.
on a Wednesday.
Okay.
8:20. You right? You don't write down?
8:20 we don't have to bother,
Okay.
because that we will find
That
out
will-
when we
we'll
reach
find
when
out
we
later.
reach the next station. We'll
So
know.
12262 we need.
Yeah. So 12262. Let us pull out from here.
Yeah. So 12262. Now we are telling this, so we have to first make this object.
Yeah, on a Wednesday. Yeah,
So
we
this
have made a
object is
concrete.
made.
Yeah,
You made a concrete object. So you ask the class 1226 class make an object,
Yeah.
make the object, and then that object
yeah,
Wednesday train, right?
Wednesday.
Then you tell that object, please explore yourself.
Yeah, explore yourself. So then it will say, okay, I left Calcutta. The next station I could have got to was Tata Nagar.
So he will say explore Tata Nagar.
Yeah, so this will say explore station
Tata Nagar.
Tata Nagar
Good God.
on Wednesday
This is, huh?
at 11:33.
So this
And I
is
have to mark
recursion.
it now, saying that I saw Tata Nagar
You have seen Tata Nagar. Okay.
at 11:33.
So this is Tata Nagar. So Tata Nagar is an object already, says nothing further. You're telling Tata Nagar, explore yourself.
Yeah, it's on a Wednesday,
So Wednesday, we are here Wednesday.
11:33,
It's the same train.
same train. And then we have one more train which I could explore from there,
Which is,
12261, which is actually the reverse of this train. So it's probably not going to be very useful for us. So we could explore it, but it's actually going backwards in the same route.
it's going back to Kolkata.
So
Which
it's
is seen.
Yeah, which we have seen.
So there's nothing to do.
So actually, if we ask it, then it'll. I mean, we could go through that. It will explore 12261 on a Wednesday, which will say explore Calcutta.
And it'll say
And
Kolkata.
say
seen.
Calcutta we already seen after that time,
Ah,
and
so
so
it'll
it
come
will
back.
come back. So we can just skip that. So I will just write it, but we won't. So this will do an explore
Train.
train
12 to
12261 on a Wednesday, which will just stop.
We'll just stop. Okay. And this train is just continuing. So there's nothing
Yeah.
to do with this Tata. I can
Yeah.
put Tata Nagar
Yeah,
back.
so Tata Nagar is also done. So basically, we have nothing more to do with Tata Nagar.
Tata Nagar. Then what happens
So I
next?
go back to my 12262 and I say Bilaspur next.
Okay. Then I look at Bilaspur.
So from here, I do an explore station of Bilaspur
On a Wednesday.
Wednesday at 17:36.
There's only, okay, there are two. 17,
36.
that is this train.
Yeah, so let me first write it down here. So I have now visited Bilaspur on Wednesday at 17:36.
Now I can continue on this train.
So one thing I should remind you is that how did we know that we have seen Calcutta? Because the Calcutta information is kept by the station box.
He has to ask the station boss.
So when this explore train said I want to explore Calcutta again, the station box told it no, you don't need to explore because I have already seen this thing. So go back.
Go
and,
back.
and
Yeah.
so,
So he asked that guy. He has to ask that
yeah.
fellow.
So that information is actually coming from there.
Station box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
now what happens? 12 to
Now
2.
12:262 you are on the same train. You can continue on the train, or you can stay overnight in Bilaspur. Hopefully you can stay overnight. Must be some railway, something will be there, right?
Say 12 to 261.
And then catch the thing on Thursday. There is a train Thursday.
12 to 261, but that's again the same problem. It'll be
You're
going
backward.
back. So we will again.
they ignore it.
So we will again, yeah, we can write it, but it's not going to take us anywhere. So we can explore the train 12 to 261 on Thursday.
But it's going backward.
But again, it will go backwards to
Kolkata.
Tata
Back
Nagar.
to Tata Nagar.
Tata Nagar, and Tata Nagar will say I've
Already
already seen that.
So there's no point in doing that. So there's nothing further to do. with
12 to
Bilaspur.
2, 12
Can continue on the same train.
No, 12222 is also there.
Oh, I can get off here on Wednesday
And then
and
wait.
wait. Oh, and wait. Oh, yeah, that also is there.
Yeah. So there is a
But
next.
by whole day is gone. 24 hours is gone.
Yeah. So we've got very little time to get from Bilaspur to wherever. But let's see where that 12222 takes us.
12,222 is possible. Okay, theoretically possible. So you should try it.
Yeah. 12222 on a Thursday.
Thursday, and you have till midnight today to get somewhere. Get to Jhansi. I doubt you will get to Jhansi from Bilaspur.
On 12222.
Nagpur, Bhusawal, Manmad, down.
Yeah. So basically, he's going to go to Nagpur on the same day, and then he's going to die. But we have to, in principle, look at that, right?
Want to look at that? Okay.
Well, if you wanted to be really
Pedantic.
about this, then we'll go to
Yeah.
explore station Nagpur
Yeah.
Thursday at 23 something 15.
Hmm.
So we have here.
So I have to take Nagpur. Explore station Nagpur called.
Yeah, but we are going to now, because we are run out of time.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
going to
think
return immediately.
there will be no train
What-
after 23:15, I suspect.
There is the last
Yeah,
train.
That's the last train.
So
this
it
will-
went to Nagpur. It said seen Nagpur
yeah. So I've seen Nagpur at the end of my thing. So I may come back to Nagpur in the middle.
with the earlier day, with the earlier time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this 12222 goes back. So now I'm done with Bilaspur.
Bilaspur is done, so I can put Bilaspur back.
Yeah.
And
So
then
now we come back to our train. Now is the situation, right? So this 12:62 actually gets to Nagpur earlier. I could have got to Nagpur the same day without having to wait till next day on that train. So now I take this and I explore Nagpur at 23:15 on a Wednesday as opposed to,
one day earlier, in fact.
yeah, so I could have,
Okay, I have to go back to the Nagpur
yeah.
card.
So now I will update this thing to say that I have seen it not on a Thursday at 23:15 but on a Wednesday itself at 23:15. So I go back to Nagpur and I ask what I can do on a Thursday.
What are the things I can do on a Thursday? Wednesday night you reached.
Yeah,
So Wednesday night you reached this train you took.
yeah,
So there's nothing to do on Wednesday. But Thursday
12 to 261.
there is this train, 12 to 6, it's going
But
backward.
it's going backwards, it's going to hit Bilaspur, and so that's not going to work. So
You can rule it out.
yeah,
And then this is arrival, so there's nothing. Then you can use this train.
12 to 290.
This is on a Thursday at 8:40.
Okay.
Chances are you will not do much with it, but
Okay, it's going in the wrong direction. 1290, right?
yeah.
Yeah, 290 is going away.
But anyway,
Anyways, that doesn't
going
have
the
next
go
stop is going to be,
next day.
yeah.
So again, that will
So we
mark
can,
it as seen, and then you get out.
yeah. So actually, I have not been marking the trains very clear. Okay, so it's a good thing we do this graph. So after 02262, we saw 122262, which is what we are currently doing, and then we saw. Actually, we should not have done these because we have seen it on different days. But Thursday. And now we also saw 1222 on a Thursday, right? And now what we are seeing is
12290.
12290 also on a Thursday,
Yeah.
right? And that's also going to not take us anywhere because the next station on that is on the wrong day.
That's right. Then there is this train which is at 02285, which is on Thursday. Again 906. You have to look at it.
Okay.
Just 02285.
Okay. So this would have worked except it's the wrong day. So if I was allowing myself an extra day,
You know, reach Jhansi.
I could have reached Jhansi on a, but I am going to reach only on a Friday, unfortunately.
Wow, how does it reach Jhansi? Via what?
Bhopal and then Jhansi.
Good God.
But anyway, technically that gets knocked off because I can't take that one more step on the same day. So this is,
Oh, so near, huh?
yeah, we are very close, but it didn't work.
Oh,
So 02285 on Thursday is also out. So I have one more explore train here. 02285 on a Thursday, which is gone. So
Okay,
now
then
I
there's
think I
one-
need to, yeah, so I need
then
to.
there's 1222. That also is there on Thursday.
1222 we have already seen on Thursday. That's a
So that's
dead train.
ruled out. So we are done with Nagpur then.
Yeah, we're done with Nagpur.
So now you have seen Nagpur from Wednesday itself, huh?
Yeah,
Hopefully we won't come back Nagpur again. Get done with Nagpur. We'll see.
yeah,
We are still on this one train, 12262.
yeah,
We're not finished exploring it.
yeah.
It's going towards Mumbai. Okay.
Okay,
Now we come to Bhusawal on Thursday.
okay. So now we have to explore Bhusawal on Thursday at what time? 0342.
Yeah.
Okay.
So early morning and we reached Bhusawal. It's on Thursday. So this is the train, and
Yeah.
then there is another train here, which is in the night.
Okay.
You wait in Bhusawal till 11:06, 12261.
That we have seen. So that's out.
So okay. So that's the end of Bhusawal. There's nothing further to do in Bhusawal. We can't wait till next morning
Yeah.
because nothing can be done. So Bhusawal's over. Then you go to Igatpuri.
Yeah, not going to be.
Chances are that
They are going the wrong direction.
you are completely going the wrong direction.
Igatpuri, sorry.
Igatpuri.
Thursday at
Big junction, Igatpuri. Okay.
Thursday 0740 we reached.
Where are we? Which train is that?
12262.
Okay.
12261 is out.
That's how we have seen it already.
Yeah.
Then 12289. 12289, 1031.
Okay, so that may actually be promising.
But it's Thursday. We don't have time.
Okay.
And as it reaches, next stop is.
Oh, 12289 is Igatpuri is going back to Bhusawal and then it's going to Nagpur. So not very useful.
Okay. So mark it as seen and we're done with this. Igatpuri no use. So where are we now in our process?
We are going to Mumbai now.
Okay, we got Mumbai. We're going to Jhansi, huh?
And
From
we
Mumbai.
landed up in Mumbai.
All right, we'll see. So Mumbai, how did we get to this train 12262 via Calcutta? Huh?
Yeah, via Calcutta.
So Kharagpur to Kolkata, Kolkata we are going now to Mumbai. Okay,
Doesn't
then
seem
we want to
very-
go to, doesn't look like the right direction. But anyway. Mumbai has a lot of trains. When did we reach Mumbai?
10:30 on a Thursday.
Okay, it's going to search like anything. Okay, 10:30 on a Thursday. So we have to look beyond 10:30. Thursday, there's no train. Thursday.
17, 15, 12,
17,
16. That we have seen. So,
12261.
so that's a already seen train.
Already seen train. 8:15, 12289. We've seen that also, I think.
Yeah,
12289.
yeah.
So then we come to 11:15, 12227. Have you seen 12227?
No, that's new.
Okay.
So which are the trains that we
Thursday.
saw? 12261 and 12289.
89.
Okay.
Now you have this 122, but you're Thursday at 11:15 in the night.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
we'll
think
see
it's
it. 122.
Yeah, but it's going to almost certainly.
It's a dead end. No hope for this, right?
Yeah.
Too much. Too late.
Yeah. Next train is Vadodara is going to be
Next
at-
day.
Yeah.
So ruled out, but we can mark it as seen, and we are done with Mumbai.
Yeah. So that was
We have seen Mumbai from Thursday at some point in time. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you come back to Mumbai, we have already seen it from Thursday morning. All right.
So this train is finally.
So 12262 finally.
This train is useless.
It didn't get us to Jhansi.
Yeah.
Nearly got us to Jhansi actually.
Yeah. With 1 day extra to go, we
If
could
you
have.
had, if you had allowed me, a few more hours, I would have reached morning something, right?
Yeah.
3-4 o'clock in the morning. On Friday, I would have reached, but you didn't allow me. Okay. So we didn't get to Jhansi with this train. Now what happens? Where do we go back now?
Go back to Calcutta.
And look at the next train
Next train after 12262
on a Wednesday.
on a Wednesday. Yes.
Okay. So we have one 02245.
Okay. 02245. So maybe we should take these trains out. Right. Put them back. 02245. Oh, this is going in really the wrong direction.
It's going to
Bhubaneswar, Vijayawada.
Renigunta and Bangalore.
Okay.
It's going to take time to examine. We
Yeah.
shall skip it
Yeah.
because it looks, strictly speaking, we should do it, but
Yeah.
conserve time.
Yeah. So let's see another train. We'll come back to this maybe.
We can
later.
come back to this later. Okay. Then comes 12259, which is leaving at 6:31.
12259. Okay. Is that more promising? Yeah, this is more promising.
Okay. 12259.
Yeah. So where are we trying to go? Kharagpur to Jhansi. Okay.
This is not going to Jhansi, no, is it?
No, it's not going to Jhansi.
All right. So this we explore.
Okay.
This is taking a lot of time to explore. Huh? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we are at Kolkata at on Wednesday at 6:31.
Right. So let's go back and
We are exploring 12259
Yeah.
on Wednesday. So we first create this 12259 object on Wednesday, and then ask it to explore itself. That's what we're doing, right?
yeah. So what is the train? Explore train.
12259, leaving Wednesday.
On a Wednesday. Okay, so I first have to go back and so this thing we have to come back to at some point if we need it. Right. So here we have now 12259 on a Wednesday. Okay.
Now
So
what this guy will do is at each station he will get off and try.
He'll try. Yeah.
Dhanbad, Varanasi, Kanpur, Delhi.
Yeah.
We already done Kanpur, Jhansi.
We've already done Kanpur Jhansi and we can actually do Kanpur Jhansi in the same day. Right? I think if we leave on a Tuesday, but this is on a Thursday. We don't know if we can do it on a Thursday, but
Presumably you can. It's the same train. Can you check that what we did? Did we do 12259 there?
so let us see.
If you had stored it, if the guy was smart enough to store it. See, this is 12259.
Yeah, 12259.
If you had stored this,
Yeah. And we can just
Really?
check that 12270 is also available on that day because that was the connection. No. See, 12270 is a train that we connected to. That's not there on a Thursday.
so there may be no way to go to Jhansi, huh?
No, but what about Delhi? Suppose we go to Delhi and change.
But you are too late. So you are reaching on Thursday at 11:45.
11:45. So let's see. Supposing I
So strictly speaking, I have to try Dhanbad, Varanasi, Kanpur, and all
Yeah,
that. But
yeah.
assume we have done it, okay?
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of exploration.
so the logical place where we would get a train to go would be from Delhi, I would think.
Yeah.
So assuming we have done all that,
We cut short.
cut short.
Right. We skipped one train. We skipped a few stations.
Yeah. So
Because
then we
it's
go
same
to-
method, right?
yeah.
Same method.
So now we are exploring Delhi at 11:45 on a Thursday.
Thursday.
So we have to look at the Delhi station
Delhi station. Okay.
and see if there is something. So we put this back, right? So we have kind of cheated a bit, and we have come down to. Okay,
Here's Delhi. 11:45.
11:45.
This is the train. Okay.
Yeah.
So after this on a Thursday. So there is 12:56. 12282.
12282. No, it's not going.
Strictly speaking, you have to actually
Again, we'll have to do all that.
Kanpur, Varanasi, all that stuff. Okay. Explore, and all that. But right now we are shortcutting it. Okay.
12265. No, nothing more on Thursday. Eh?
Thursday, 7:40. 12260.
Oh, that's a pair of this. That's just going backwards.
Okay. That's it.
That's it.
So there's no way.
Delhi is not very good. Yeah. So it's
So it looks like if you had given me one more day, I'd have reached you in Jhansi at 3:45 in the morning. But otherwise, there's no other way. So this guy would say,
so
not,
let's see. This thing would
sorry, he
have.
will say and come back saying, not possible to find your route. He will say
So
it
this would have reached Vijayawada when this train that we did not explore would have reached at Vijayawada on Thursday morning at 4:25.
And then Vijayawada, there's a way.
So I think there is a. See, there is this Chennai train, which I have hopes for.
Okay.
See, this Chennai train. Oh, but again it crosses the next day. So again I can reach on a Friday.
Friday at 5:30 you'll reach.
Yeah. So there are two different ways if you had allowed extra day to go. But within 48 hours or within 2 calendar days,
It says
at-
not
at
possible.
least leaving on a Wednesday is not possible.
But it explored. I mean, it did
Yeah.
a very detailed exploration.
Yeah.
Station calling train, calling station, calling trains, calling.
And the
keeping
main
track
thing was
of
that
scene.
these scene things are maintained by the respective.
Respective classes.
Yeah.
Respective.
So when I explore a station and the station box will tell me this has already been seen,
Hmm.
then I come back.
Yeah.
When I explore a train and the train says I've already been seen, then it comes back. So there is no, so that information about which has been seen is kept within that box, and you just get the information about the next thing from the other box.
Very nice. I think this is good.
Okay.
This is really good.